Hey, what's up everybody? This is Big Russ for Road Trippin' RC. And as you can hear, it's pouring down. So why not take advantage of this nasty weather and work on a project. So this is my WPL D12 K-Truck in blue. Looks green to me, but I'm not going to argue. So yesterday in the mail, I had my gyro come in and my new metal control arms. And as you can see, I have to get rid of my sweet custom adjustable suspension setup. I will be rectifying that situation shortly. I've got a set of coilovers coming for the front and back. The rear will still have the leaf springs. The front, I'll be getting rid of the torsion spring setup. So I will still be able to have suspension travel, but I'll be able to get it sitting low. One of the best things about this kit that I picked up is if you see the shape of the stock control arms, there's other metal control arms out there that copy the stock shape. This is a WPL part, and it's a flat lower control arm, an adjustable upper control arm, meaning I can actually lower this. I can adjust the camber as well as my toe in. Even though you can kind of do it with the stock stuff, this is just a little more stout. It uses a brass bushing ball. Putting them together was not really that hard. If you see, it's just two little screws that hold that stainless plate on to the upper and lower control arms. You put the ball in first. The only tool that doesn't come with the kit is a driver for the balls. It is a, if I can read it, sorry the lighting sucks, a 5/64 inch hex driver to fit these balls, and you actually have to use it on the control arm to get your steering connection installed to the control arm, as well as your control arms connected to the steering knuckle. It comes with new bearings. It's all metal except for the actual outer linkages. They are plastic. There's no problem with that. To install this, you only need two tools. They do supply you with a little Phillips head screwdriver. You need a pair of needle nose. I love my Leatherman. They work great. You have to take out the set screws for the upper and lower control arm pins. Use that same screwdriver. Poke at the back side to protrude the pin a little, and then just pull it out. It's a super easy install. It is a little fiddly. If I were going to do this again, I would probably install my control arms individually first instead of as an entire assembly like this. It just gives you a little more room to work. I got nothing better to do today. It's raining, I ain't at work, so I'm gonna work on my trucks. So, easy, simple. All of this was around $30, okay? The gyro and the control arms were about 30 bucks on Amazon. I ordered them, I think Sunday or Monday. They showed up yesterday. The coilovers I ordered at the same time. They'll be here sometime around the 4th or thereafter. We gotta start talking to these companies on Amazon that offer 2-day shipping, and they ship it out within 2 days, but it's a month until you get it. And this is I think I've canceled this order 3 times for these coilovers because of that. The cool thing with these coilovers, again, I'm gonna get rid of my torsion bar. They mount to the front side of the lower control arm. and then they will mount down here to the bottom of the floor on the cab. Now these cabs are only held on by 2 screws, so I have to be careful with my spring rates and getting it low, because I can end up pushing this interior up. The rear is actually really neat. So the rear mounts to the leaf pack. You basically just pull this piece off and throw the aluminum block on, and it mounts, I want to say, to the chassis. I gotta look at it some more, and when it gets here, I will do an in-depth video on installing the coilovers on the rear and the front. I may have to go back to these crappy control arms. I don't want to, because as you can see, I've already taken my engine cover off because it was hitting the ground before my tires were. So that being said, this should be a nice, easy project for somebody on a rainy day like I'm dealing with, and it's gonna be a lot of fun when I get it done. I am looking into getting a different set of tires for the rear, because these are soft and kind of spongy. They grip really well on asphalt, even though they're supposed to be drip tires. Grip on the front is great when you're drifting on asphalt, but I need something on the back to kind of just like skid, so I can brake free and control the drift instead of just sitting there going hook and go. So if you guys haven't picked up one of these yet, I highly suggest it. 75 bucks is what I paid for mine at in the store before tax. You can pick them up off of Amazon for around 70 for a single battery setup like mine. You can go up to a 3 battery setup, which is around 100 bucks. So you get 2 extra batteries with your rig instead of just the single that it comes with. Amazon, Etsy, AliExpress have tons of parts for these things. Everything I ordered for this is off of Amazon, just because of shipping and when I'm home. And yeah, I may end up taking this over to my local RC shop today and seeing if I can find some wheels that fit, so I can have a set of like street tires so I can play with it outside. Obviously not in the rain with an exposed gyro. I do have an idea to protect this, and it just requires me making about a 30-minute trip to Tractor Supply or across the street to Lowe's to get one of their little toolbox gift card holders, and I just cut the bottom out to fit around the servo or the gyro. If you guys are thinking about doing this, it's not hard. Literally, once you get the cap off, it's 1 screw that holds your circuit board on. Pull it out. You unplug your steering servo, which is over here on the front. The black wire goes out, and then you just plug your servo into this, and it only goes one way. Or if it goes in, it'll go in both ways. If you put it in and it doesn't work, pull it out, flip it, it'll work. Another part of that toolbox is I'll be able to hide my wires a little better, as well as try to keep water off of my gyro. And as you can see, I'm having to do a little work here. I'm having some binding issues with my servo. It's popping up on one side, and like removing the servo horn from the plate I may actually have to buy the metal servo plate for it. Not a big deal. All these parts are stupid cheap. I think the most expensive thing I've seen is the metal chassis at 50 bucks. And that may be something I look into in the near future. Instead of this plastic chassis front to rear, it's a all metal box chassis. Brushless motor setup with the ESC. There's not much more I can do to this outside of cosmetics. Like I said, chassis, motor, transmission setup, that's about it. I wanted to keep this thing low buck and fun. I'm in it probably 150 bucks with all the accessories that I bought for it. So the wheels and tires, suspension pieces, the gyro, the 3D printed parts to adapt the wheels to the stock axles. You know, this is a cheap way to have a lot of fun in this hobby. There's a lot of guys on here on YouTube that are building these to drift. I am too. I'm just having fun with mine. I don't want to put a body kit on it. Not that they don't look good. I just don't want to try to color match this. I love the color. And I have said if I go back to that shop, I'd buy a van, do the body kit, wheels and tires, full drift setup. There's ways to make these full-wheel drive, lift them. I mean, possibilities are endless here. So, that being said, keep them sideways, keep on crawling. Whatever you do, keep the sticky side down. I'm Big Russ. I'll catch you in the next one.